Welcome to Uxbridge Scugog Life. I'm your host, Jackie Hermans. So just because we've been having the up and down weather, this is just a reminder. Please drive with caution. You never know how there could be some black ice, there could be slippery slush at the sides of the roads, and even be careful on the sidewalks. Not everyone is being able to get out there and get the salt down, but if you have a house and you are responsible for a sidewalk, get out there and help to keep everyone safe. So we have an exciting show. We're going to be talking about the purpose of relationships, all different types of relationships. I have a dream with some insights I'm going to share. We're also talking to Scugog Fire, and CMHA Durham is going to be talking about a new initiative that is awesome for the workplaces, helping to increase mental health as well as increase mental health awareness. So make sure you keep on watching. We'll be back with more on Uxbridge Scugog Life.
This program is brought to you by Ignite TV. Now you're in command. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
The regulars, the guys who keep this place in business. Last week, they had something to celebrate. Jason had just finished university. So they toasted his profs, his TAs, his old roommates. Well, they toasted just about everyone. But I worry about and take care of my guys. So even when I know they're not driving, sometimes that means bringing them a little surprise. And then they had a drink to me.
Brought to you by Smart Serve Ontario and Arrive Alive, Drive Sober.
On the next episode of Cinema Scene, film critic Prabjot Bains and I count down our top 10 films of 2023. Will it be enough?
Welcome back to Uxbridge Scugog Life. So I have Christy Lynn Pankhurst on the show, who is with Scugog Fire, and she is the Community Outreach and Professional Development Officer. And it's so great to have you on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Now, we are full-fledged in winter. And so there's definitely some safety, some precautions we should think about, we should be talking to our kids about, we should be reminding ourselves about, maybe our partners about. Let's first talk about ponds, lakes. You know, we've been having a lot of temperature fluctuations. Yeah, we had some cold stints, but we've also had some warmer weather. So what advice do you want to give there?
Thanks for opening with that. It's kind of one of our most important messages that we are trying to spread right now. So bottom line, emergency services across Durham region would be telling people that no ice is safe ice. And you can never rely on Facebook posts that say that people are out skating and stuff like that. So we always tell people check the ice conditions in your area. If you do choose to venture out on the ice, don't go alone. Tell someone where you're going. Take someone with you and then tell someone else on shore where you plan to go and how long you plan to be out there. And if you fall through the ice or you witness someone falling through the ice, there are some key things to keep in mind. So the first point would be focus on your breathing right away. So catch your breath, calm down. You as perhaps the person in the water or as the witness, coach the person through their breathing. And once we're calm and thinking clearly, then we can think more logically to rescue ourselves or rescue that person to get out, right? And once you're in the water, if you catch your breath, you have about 10 minutes of meaningful movement. So utilize that time to move back towards where you came from, where you fell through, because you know that that was safe ice that you were walking out on, or thicker ice that you didn't break through on. So make your way back. If you can pull yourself up onto that ice shelf or have a witness, perhaps reach using an article of clothing or a rope, something like that to help you. And if you can pull your body up onto the edge of the ice shelf, then that's a better place than swimming around to wait for help, or perhaps pull yourself right back out onto the ice. Hopefully someone's able to call 911 to initiate our response right away, and you can stay there on the edge, or hopefully, again, get out and wait for us to arrive. If you do get out, staying low and spreading your body weight out so that you just are taking up like more surface area and crawling across the ice. And then we have a team of highly trained firefighters who will come out and safely bring you to shore where you will be assessed by paramedics.
Okay, really great points that you mentioned there. And if you are going to be going ice fishing, bring a rope, bring an extendable pole that you can like put out across the ice, and making sure everyone knows where you are. That amazing points. You know, I've heard of some people who go ice fishing based on, well, I see people out there, so it must be safe. No, they should not be making decisions based on seeing someone else, because maybe they're not using their smarts. So don't go rely on someone else's decision.
Exactly.
Like, make sure it's safe before going out.
And just like a lot of people in the area, I grew up on Lake Scugog. We had a rink out on the lake once we knew it was safe. However, conditions like the weather we're experiencing this week can really impact that. And perhaps I would suggest people utilize, the Township of Scugog has put a rink on the baseball diamond at Palmer Park. So this year we know it's on land, it's safe, it's great ice.
Yes.
So to utilize something like that instead of going out onto the unsafe ice on the lake.
Okay, thank you. I want to move on to fire prevention, because just before the show, you mentioned in 2023 there were 121 fatalities. So that's still, it was down. You said it was down since 2022, but it's still a really big number.
Yeah.
So why is this still happening?
So since I came into the service, the number was on a steady incline. It was nice to see a bit of a dip since 2022. We were over 130, so back down to 121.
Okay, good.
But most of those fires are preventable. So unfortunately, like as a fire and life safety educator, we see that as a failure on some level. So when we educate people, we talk about prevention, detection, and escape. So number one is putting it on people. At Scugog Fire, we say fire safety starts with you. So we're putting the onus on you to be safe in your home, practice safe cooking, just little things. Don't leave your cooking unattended, or don't be distracted. Never put water on a grease fire if you have one. Just those little tips that you keep in mind, practice regularly. With my Nana, as an example, I encourage her to use a timer while she's cooking so she doesn't forget.
I need that.
Yeah, me too.
I get all distracted.
Yeah, or the
Something
phone
shiny over there.
rings or whatever,
Totally.
right?
Yeah.
Other
Yeah.
common causes of fire would be electrical issues, having work done by a proper electrician in your home, or if you notice issues, calling them in to troubleshoot. Careless smoking is one of the typically the leading cause of fatal fires. Properly extinguishing cigarette butts, not smoking inside on the couch, stuff like that. And then this time of year, heating equipment as well. So proper clearance around space heaters, wood stoves, having your chimneys properly maintained and serviced. So that covers prevention. But in case any of those efforts fail and we do have a fire, detection is key, right? So having working smoke alarms at a minimum on every level of your home outside of all sleeping areas, hear the beep where you sleep, and maintaining those. So a lot of people forget that your alarms expire after 10 years. You need to replace the batteries regularly, just those little reminders, and having a carbon monoxide alarm as well.
100%. Thank you so much. Amazing information. We need to have those reminders. We'll be back with more on Uxbridge Scugog Life.
I don't care what the law is. I will never be a slave. That word, I hate it. It rests on my tongue like rot.
Peter, how does it feel to get paid for your work?
There are rumors freedom's coming for us all.
Freedom, you know that's all I want.
Chloe, careful. Vrooman would rather sell you across the river to America than let you go free.
Then I'll run.
I've run before. Maybe this time for good.
Just get her into the boat. No!
Chloe? Chloe, no!
Word of Chloe Cooley's resistance led to Canada's first legislation limiting slavery. After 200 years, slavery was abolished in Canada in 1834.
Welcome back to Uxbridge Scugog Life. So I have Alec King, who is the Communications and Public Relations Lead for CMHA Durham, and we're talking about an amazing initiative. It's a public awareness, an education awareness initiative, as well as a fundraising initiative that is so unique. And so tell us a little bit about this.
Great. Well, thanks for having me on, Jackie. We're talking about the Push-Up Challenge, which is a Canada-wide initiative that's encouraging people to get active and get healthy and think about their mental health.
Okay, now first of all, the reason why this is so important, I was looking at some of your stats, and so 1 in 5 Canadians will experience mental health problems.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Right?
And only 1 in 3 Canadians will reach out to get the support they need for those mental health problems. So we want to make sure that people know that this is something they can reach out to and that the services are out there for them.
So I love how you're bringing this challenge into the workplace. When you think about the stressors of work and plus managing everything else that's going on in your life.
Yep.
If you think about who you're working with, if 1 in 5 are experiencing it right within your office, there's going to be some individuals with mental health issues and maybe who don't feel comfortable reaching out to get support.
Exactly, and having an initiative like this means that it opens up a dialogue. People are immediately having a conversation about their mental health because we are talking about a challenge that's aimed at kind of motivating people to discuss it.
And fitness helps with mental health. It gets the happy endorphins going. Yeah. And I understand that people in Australia, organizations in Australia have been doing it, and it's overwhelming success.
That's right. They have some amazing statistics about people who participated in the push-up challenge in Australia, where the goal is to do 2,000 push-ups over the course of all of February. And they said, I think it's 97% of people said they felt happier, and 98% said they felt more fit and active. It's just
amazing.
Amazing numbers for that. And that would be a wonderful thing for people to sign up and join into.
So great. And not everyone can do push-ups. So I love how you are suggesting other things. You can do squats, you can do lunges, you can do sit-ups.
It's just anything that makes you feel active and engaged. So it could be as simple as taking a walk to the photocopier or just tracking your motion throughout the day. Just something that helps you feel active and engaged and participating.
Okay, what I also love about this challenge is that you have an app. So you can download this free app, you can track everything on it, and you're also getting mental health tips as you go.
Exactly. The app kind of connects you with the community of other people who are checking out their push-ups, other people who are tracking. You can see how you're doing, and it motivates you to keep on trying, and it gives you mental health information and advice every day that you log on.
I feel like this is a no-brainer for organizations. It doesn't matter the size of your organization, right? You could be an organization of 2 or 3 or 500, right? Or more. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No, absolutely. So the great thing is that it can be anyone. It can be large organizations can set up a team that has little mini teams inside of it if it's really huge. It could be a team where you just have people from work or your friends or family or stuff like that. Or you just sign up as an individual and just do it all on your own. It's really geared to whatever works for you as an individual.
So it's not only going to be helping with your own mental health, but helping you to also, like when you're using the app, you're gaining tools, more education about mental health. You'll have increased productivity. You're going to feel better about yourself.
Exactly.
And then it's an opportunity to also donate to a beautiful, amazing cause.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah, there's a fundraising component to it, but people don't need to put down any money to participate.
Okay.
If once you have the app, they give you an option and an opportunity with tools and things you can use for fundraising, and all the money goes directly to CMHA.
Okay. Now, in order to do, whether it's push-ups or lunges or squats, you don't have to have your workout gear on.
No.
You can just be dressed as you are, and if you happen to be wearing a skirt or a dress, as sometimes you do, maybe, right? Yeah. That you can adapt what the activity is for that day.
Exactly. So if you're finding that you're not able to get your push-ups in, maybe it's an opportunity to do squats or something like that. Yeah. The idea is that it's geared towards you and keeping you physically active.
Yeah, and I think it's really important this time of year with the less sunshine that we have, it really makes an impact. And sometimes you don't realize how down you've been until finally you see the sun coming out. Oh my goodness, is that the sun? sun, and it really uplifts you. So you can do that uplifting through movement.
Exactly. And any movement that kind of works for you, and finding like having a goal and a reason to do it helps you stay motivated to do it. It keeps you active and keeps you engaged.
Yeah, so good. So instead of the plank challenge, we are doing the push-up challenge.
Exactly. 2,000 push-ups throughout the month of February. It sounds intimidating, but it's very easy.
Okay, what does that, I haven't done the math in my head. What is that? How many push-ups per day if you were to equalize it?
I think it's 134 is what it breaks down to, but the app is really great because it actually gears you up at the challenge. So you let them know how many push-ups you start doing with. So if you're someone who does a lot, it'll let you know like that's comfortable and kind of build that out for you. If you're someone who's never done a push-up before, it'll slowly build you up to the point where you can get those numbers in.
Okay, so you can set timers for, or the app can give you timers too, because you don't have to do a whole bunch at once.
No, exactly. You can do any course throughout the day, any time that works for you.
Okay, so we're going to do some push-ups.
All right, that sounds great.
Are you ready?
I am, yeah, absolutely.
We're going to do this. We'll see how many we can do. And I'm doing it in a dress.
Exactly.
I'm caught. Okay, let's do this.
All right, let's go.
Are we going to count them?
We are off time. Just a second. There we go.
Okay.
Where are you? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
We got this.
8, 9.
Can we go closer?
10.
Down.
11. 12. 13. 14.
15. 16. 17. We're going to 20. 18.
Sounds good.
19. 20.
All right.
All right. So if we were to do that every hour, let's say, in the workplace, is that aggressive? I don't know. It just came to mind.
It's a great idea. It's whatever you're comfortable with. You'd probably be able to do that, right? You could do 20 every hour, and that would work well for your time.
High five on the push-up.
That was great.
That was awesome.
Thank you.
Okay, so best of luck with the challenge. Where's the website to go to get involved?
You can go to the pushupchallenge.ca to get all the information you need, and you can also find it at CMHA Durham and on all our social media channels as well.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Alan.
Thank you.
We'll be back with more on Uxbridge Scugog Life.
After a night out with your friends, not having a plan for a safe ride home can leave you in a bad spot. You could end up riding in a police car, an ambulance, or a hearse. These unplanned modes of transportation can be a costly choice and do not take you home. Your plan could include a designated driver, a taxi, or public transit. Drink responsibly, choose your ride, and have a plan for a safe ride home.
Visit arrivealive.org to find out more.
Welcome back to Uxbridge Scugog Life. So for this next segment, it is about relationships. I would say since before COVID, but since COVID for sure, relationships in general have been going through a lot. There's definitely been a really big increase in separations and divorces and things like that. But really, life is about relationships. So for this segment, I'm not just talking about love relationships. I'm talking about all different types of relationships. And I had this dream the other day, and I thought it gave a really beautiful confirmation of the purpose of relationships. So in this dream, I was in a building, and there were several floors to this building. And there was another female that was a representation of a friend that was with me. And I was looking around this building and noticed on the walls there was some torn, really old wallpaper that just needed to come down. There were wall tiles that needed to come down. Everything needed painting. And what I said to the other woman that was with me, I said, so while we're here, should we do a little bit of work on each of the floors, or should we just get that bottom floor looking really, really good? Now, when I think about the bottom floor, energetically speaking, I'm an energy healer. I work with energy centers. They're called chakras. So when I think about the bottom floor, I think about the root chakra. And it's located, some people say the coccyx, some people say the perineum. It's an energy center that's associated with your core, your root, your structure, your foundation. And your foundation comes from various things. It can come from how you grew up, the experiences that you've had since you were in utero and growing up, and the individuals that you've been around. And it can also have to do with patterns that have come through your DNA that you've taken on as well. Now, we all have different belief systems in there, so whatever doesn't resonate with you, just let it go. So also, when I think about Maslow's hierarchy of needs, when I think about that illustration, it comes in a triangle. You can Google it if you haven't heard of Maslow's theory, but there's a triangle, and at the base of the triangle are your basic needs, and you need those to be met before you can have more satisfaction within your life. Like at the top of the triangle, it is, how do I describe it? The actual word that's at the top is not coming to mind right now, but self-actualization is at the very top. But you need to start with the root. So we need to have a strong foundation. And so over these past few years, there's been a lot more, hopefully in your case, right? Some more self-reflection, but definitely feelings of this isn't working for me, or getting clearer on what you want and what does work for you. And when you're within relationship, that's the role of all relationships, is to really get clearer and clearer of what works for you and what doesn't work for you. And it helps you to build that stronger foundation, so then you have an opportunity to get more life satisfaction when you start making the choice to create within your life from what you truly want, not based on old patterns of perception. So sometimes our foundation from how we grew up and the things we've learned from the people we're around can have a distortion of messages, and can have been creating unhappiness in our life because we think, well, this is the right thing to do. This is what I learned, that this is what you do, or this is what relationships are supposed to be like. Or I'm supposed to self-sacrifice myself for the betterment of the family, right? I'm saying that because a lot of women can put themselves last again and again, because maybe that's what their mom did and what their grandmother did. So think about every single relationship in your life is there to help you to grow and to learn. And those really challenging relationships that you have are really helping you to do an overhaul on your structure, on your foundation. But you are also having a really big impact on them. So every relationship is important, and those tough ones, you can really be in gratitude for the amazing learning that you're having and how it's helping you to aim for more life satisfaction moving forward. So if you're interested in a one-on-one healing session with me, you can also check out my website, thejoyfulyogini.ca. We'll be back with more on Uxbridge Scugog Life. Stay tuned.
For 25 years, you've been helping to make our roads safer by doing the right thing. You've been the designated driver, you've stayed over, called home, you've called a cab or a friend, and planned ahead. Let's keep doing the right thing. Support sober driving by getting yourself and your friends home safely.
Do the right thing.
Visit ArriveAlive.org to find out more. Arrive Alive. Drive sober.
All right, Knights of Columbus TV Bingo right here on Rogers TV every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Your chance to win one of our 4 games, and our grand prize game is worth $5,000 right here on Rogers TV.
Public transit, garbage pickup, parks and recreation programs, snow removal on your street. How can you stay informed about these and other important local services? Tune to City Council coverage on Rogers TV. See your community leaders at work on Rogers TV City Council coverage.
Welcome back to Uxbridge Scugog Life. So at the end of the show, I usually like to pull a card, which is a message to assist with the energy for the week. So I pulled a card from my animal deck and I got the owl. So silent wisdom, vision, and guidance. So take some time this week to get quiet and to look within, because you have all the messages, all the resources that you need to help you to move forward at this time. Also, owls can see very well in the dark. So keep note of any dreams that you might have at night. If you're woken up in the middle of the night and you just had a dream, just go back and try to recall that and see if there's any messages that you can bring to your consciousness about that. So to wrap this up, I also want to let you know that Tim Hortons is having a fundraiser from February the 2nd to February the 4th, and it's to raise money for Special Olympics. So between February 2nd and February 4th, you can buy a Choose to Include donut. So if you buy a Choose to Include donut between February 2nd and February the 4th, all proceeds will be going to Special Olympics. So it's a great time to treat yourself, treat your office, treat someone you love to a very special donut that is going to help people to be able to participate and you'll be making a difference in many lives. So thank you so much for watching. We'll be back next week for more on Uxbridge Scugog Life. Bye.
Connect with us by visiting our website or email us at comments@rogerstv.com.
Your visit isn't really necessary.
I'll judge for myself.
I know you're an MP, Miss McPhail, but a woman has never...
I am not leaving till I do. How can such a society be called civilized? If those appalling conditions don't change, that prison will explode!
Perhaps our lone lady member is too fragile to know what is normal in a prison.